I was happy as most in the Caribbean. After the war, I went to Cyprus, and the Cyprus Open break, and I was the first group of people who went there. My boss was the headquarters Nicosia own commander, and I had to go up the Green Road when I was being guarded by the Turks on one end and the Greeks on the other. You know, like I was always under constant fear that we were going to get shot. I was driving an open vehicle, was a Land Rover, and it was right-hand drive with British type. And you know, I go up and I could see these people with their automatic weapons pointed right at us. And you know, it was a dangerous place for a while. I went there twice actually. Anyway, that was another time they were very touchy.
You said that you've been back to Korea and it's not some place that you would want to live, but are you glad that you went back?
Yes. It's nice to go back and see what they could do. You know, they're a very industrious nation. When they were talking about how much the sixth largest this and so on, they have the sixth largest standing army in the world. It's hard to believe. When they didn't have hardly anything when we arrived there. So, you know, it's nice to see that this has developed because of us. Whatever little part we played, because of us. Like the Americans think they won the whole thing, but actually the United Nations and the Americans won it. Mind you, the Americans had the most.
I don't understand that.
That always helps.
So, in each place you went, what was the strangest thing? So, like Korea and Cyprus, what like really was the strangest thing, or the most interesting thing that you saw?
You know, if you try to find something interesting, you'll find it. It's a strange thing in life. In Cyprus, I met British people down in Famagusta, and I was on, when I was off on my week leave, I took the Land Rover and went down and stayed with them. Nobody knew where I was, and they didn't ask. I didn't have to tell them. The general was doing something else, so I knew where he was. He wasn't being looking for his Land Rover, and so I didn't have to worry about that. It would have been a bad thing if they started fighting again. I mean, I would have been a big doo-doo. But, you know, one takes a lot of chances in life, and those are things that I would have done and probably got away with.
Did you have some free time?
What?
You had some free time?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did have some.
What did you do then?
In Cyprus.
Yeah, or in Korea?
I was swimming in the Mediterranean in the middle of winter, and they thought we were crazy because it was Cypriots. Because they like in Cyprus, there's two sets of mountains. There's the Paphos Mountains and the Green Mountains, and you can look over to your left and you can see snow on the Paphos Mountain in the wintertime. Then you go over to the Green Mountains, and all nice and warm. You go in the Green Ocean or the Mediterranean and swim. It was just beautiful. You know, you can't even think now. You know, it's so salty.
Yeah.
You go to sink and you're all type of bathing suit. You're like a bubble on top of the water.
Well, 48 when I graduated.
Anyway.
Is there something you want people to know more about the Korean War? Because they talk about it. They talk about the Forgotten War. Is there something you want people to know more about?
Yeah, like when we all came home, like when I arrived back, I ended up coming back to Nova Scotia. We were on a train that brought us all back towards the East Coast. And some people got out of different areas. And when I came home, there was my father and mother and my wife were waiting for me. Now, when people came back from the Second World War, was only like 5 years difference between the Korean War and the Second World War. When people came home from the Second World War, they had bands there, and all the people were there shouting, and nobody even cared. I thought they would at least say, oh, you're back from Korea. They did. The only person that said that was an old school teacher I had that I hated. I decided that I would go and knock on her door at the school in grade 7. And she was the principal. And she hated my guts. I'm sure she did. She had old legs, and I think she probably rode a barrel all her life. Anyway, I wasn't a very good student. So anyway, I knocked on the door, and she opened the door, and I was in my uniform. My red gray, my jumpers. I'm pretty sharp when I was a guy. And she's, oh my goodness. She told me to introduce me to all the class people. She never did that. She had me in the coat most of the time when I was in school anyway. I was such a nice guy. I'll show you a picture. I just happened to have it. I didn't go out and get this from the room since I didn't know I was going to be doing this. I could Shanghai.
Oh, you didn't know that?
Not until
Someone must have pulled you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a picture here. It's one of my identification cards when I got out of the Army. And now,
53.
Oh, you were sharp.
now
Very
would you
nice.
like to date a fellow look like that?
When I went home, everybody else.
You still look the same.
Yeah. No, you do.
Oh, yeah, I'm old.
No, really.
How old were you there?
Old, probably about
18?
No.
When he got out, that was his
Yeah.
picture.
Oh.
This was issued in 1981.
How much?
81.
No, that was sent to me after that. What happened, see how it's dark on the bottom?
Oh, okay.
They sent me another medal. So it wasn't on my card, so I sent it back to the government. So they had to take it out of that, and they had to put my signatures back on, so they had to, because I sent the whole thing back. And so they said that, and then they told me they wouldn't do it again.
A row of chairs.
Hey, but that's not all my medals. I've had more medals since then. So anyway, I feel like some admiral in the American Navy. Rows on rows of medals. I wore them yesterday. Here.
Yeah.
I wore them, and today I had them on, and I changed my clothes and put everything in a suitcase.
And how does that feel then?
Well, I think I felt good because up until then, other people, the American guys here, they had their medals on all the time. I didn't know what to wear here because nobody told me. I'm used to having people tell me what to do. And nobody told me what to do. One day I came down and I thought, yeah, how come they're wearing their medals? There was nothing special. Another day, somebody else was wearing their medals. I never wore them till yesterday.
No.
And I'm going home tomorrow. That's the first time, so I wore them again today.
You liked it. Now you get to show them off.
I had them on my shirt. I was all dressed in white shoes. I thought I looked very sharp.
Yeah.
So is this the first time you've come to this convention for the KWVA?
Here.
Yeah. Was it worth it to come
Oh,
down?
yeah. I met a lot of people I like you people. This fellow here, like, he went out and got me a glass of water. Want to shake hand with the other hand? Tomorrow morning, I'll be probably out at the airport around 6:15 or so, and I'll fly out at 8. And if everything goes the way it's supposed to go, I'll be home probably about 2 o'clock. I'll land in Moncton eventually. I'll go here to Toronto, to Moncton, and then my car is there. And depending on how anxious I am to get home, it may take me 40 minutes, it may only take me 30.
Is there any other KWVAs where you are? Is there like a regional group of Korean vets?
Yeah, there is. There's sort of a mix-up in our Korea Veterans Group. When they started in the eastern coast, that's where I am, from Nova Scotia, They started it in Campeche or in Oromocto, and he don't know how to spell Oromocto either. Okay. Anyway, it started there, and we had an executive meeting at that first meeting, and they decided to call it the Atlantic KWVA. That was like Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, and I became the president of Nova Scotia. So I looked after the beginning of it, and we had a lot of people there, and over the next years or so, they kept a good amount of people there, and it went well, but it sort of petered out after a while. I don't know why. I guess people got tired and didn't want to do it. Now, when I went to Korea, back to Korea, they called me and told me that I should go. I said, okay. I said, what do I have to do? I have to go on the Korea Veterans Organization. I said, well, I do in Nova Scotia, but it was not active. So I signed the card for the Korea Veterans for Canada, and then I was all set to go. But I haven't really gone to any meetings or anything.
I'm sure they would love to know what you did at convention here.
Well, it's nice to be able to talk to you because you're very attentive, and I hope I've answered the questions.
Yes, of course.
Marvelous.
I didn't embellish anything too much today.
No, very good. Fascinating. Thanks for your time.
Well, thank you for your time, because it's a great way to spend my afternoon.
It's the same for us.
When I was really going to just go up and have a sleep.